I'm done playing Duel Links, but I'll keep making content about the game's history and other stuff as well. By the way, the footage you're now seeing comes from older videos, so if you're thinking about any of these decks being remotely playable in 2025, just give it up. I didn't really write a script for anything for this video, I just have a couple of talking points that I want to bring up, so people can understand my frustrations with this ever-worse game. First and foremost, the economy. It is worse than ever. We all knew that Duel Links had a very predatory monetization from the get-go. That was no surprise to anyone, especially after the release of the very first EX structure deck all the way back in, I want to say, 2018. I genuinely think it's worse than ever now. Konami keeps pushing people to spend money. I don't think we've ever had that many selection box exclusive be meta relevant, in the forms of Nibiru, High P Masquerena, Goddess of the Closed Underworld. If you want to play Dino, you have to shell for 3 copies of Fossil Dig. Maybe there'll be a tour guide deck in the future that will require you to also go into a selection box to get the other 2 copies, if I'm not mistaken. And it's weird to me because, like, back when Book of Moon was like the selection box broken staple that you had to get if you wanted to compete, everyone was upset with this. Everyone called it Book of Money, and if you were posting that you had a playset of Book of Moon, people would just curse you and hate you. And nowadays, people are just okay with it. It's like, oh, I lost to an opponent that had 3 Nibirus, IP and Goddess. There was nothing I could have done. But this is fair and balanced because they're rewarded for spending money on the game. The fact that Duel Links still has no crafting after all these years, after all that Master Duel has done to make it more affordable to its players, is absolutely insane to me. I just can't fathom that people are defending a game where you can go into a main box, buy a shitload of packs, pull a UR that you didn't want because you're not interested in the deck that it gives you access to. Like say you buy the new Millennium Duel box and you get Ancient Chant, the Ra UR spell. But if you want to build the Ra deck, you also need the previous UR spell from the previous main box. So either you decide to just spend more money than reasonable to play a deck that you're not even sure is going to be good, or you're just stuck with a UR card that you can't do anything with it. Literally every other card game has some form of crafting system. In Master Duel, you pull a UI you don't like, that's a free UR gem. In Hearthstone, you pull a legendary you don't like, that's free dust that you can use to craft better cards. In Shadowverse, you pull a legendary you don't care about, well, you have to pull several more copies of it in order to liquefy it. But that's still something that you can get rid of. In Duel Links, you're stuck with this card and you can't do anything with it. Congratulations, the only way to make this a worldwide investment is to spend even more money. What really gets to me is how much every single other card game out there respects your time more than Duel Links. Like Shadowverse is literally out there giving out free packs every day. You connect to the game, you get a free pack. Duel Links is like, oh, you've been logging in for 1,000 days? Wow, that's huge, dude. Here's 1 pack. Have fun. Don't spend it all in one place. And I just talked about it, but decks being spread across several boxes, it's just incredibly stupid to me. Like, the way Master Duel does it is, on top of having a crafting system that allows you to craft the missing pieces when new support comes out, is that they'll add new cards to existing boxes, so that you don't have to go through 3 or 4 boxes just to build a deck. Imagine trying to build Sky Striker from ground zero in Duel Links. Like, how do you even do it? Without a massive influx of UR Dream tickets, which we don't even seem to get anymore. How do you even do it? And what's Konami's response to this? They're gonna add another currency. Hooray, that's really what this game needed. Even more ways to dilute the amounts of gems you get through events or raising your character's level. I think that's really cool that Konami keeps finding ways to screw up its players. Oh, but maybe the new currency does something really cool. I'm not gonna cope about that. You can cope if you want, but I'm done believing that Konami is going to do anything in the player's interest as far as Duel Links is concerned. Also, fuck grinding. I'm so tired of grinding. I'm tired of having to grind for literally everything. Anytime an event comes up, it's like you have to grind. You have to devote a lot of your time to just Duel Links. You can't do anything else other than Duel Links. You just gotta grind that thing that you need for the event. I'm tired of that. I don't like that anymore. I know this was always the case in Duel Links. It was even worse in the early days of Duel Links because drop rates were even lower, and back in the day you'd actually get some decent cards as drop rewards, right? Instead of just the worst possible cards you can think of. But I don't know, after like 7 years of playing Duel Links, I think I've grown a little bit tired of it. I don't think the PvE content is worth it anymore. Like, cool, you get a little tidbit of lore. Wow, that's interesting. I sure hope they're gonna do something with it someday. And grinding's just a minor thing. What's not a minor thing is how dog shit the balancing of this game is. We are fully in skill links territory. Skills are not just custom cards that allow you to do any amount of stuff. And in my opinion, that's not a good thing. That's not good design. Even if all of these skills are like completely broken or meta defining or whatever, the fact that they were even designed to begin with is a mistake. Like, good game design doesn't care about how powerful the end result is. If your skill allows you to plus and get starters and extenders and as a bonus going second and puts bodies on the board for free and removes counterplay one way or another, that's not good design, in my opinion. You're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You're just playing click yellow button simulator to outgrind your opponents. How fun. The fact that the card pool is also starting to catch up with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also kind of problematic because I'm not too fond of modern Yu-Gi-Oh!'s playstyle, but that's another topic. But like, if we're getting really powerful cards that can do one-card combos and stuff, why the fuck are we still getting pushed skills that were originally meant to encourage weaker decks, that were originally meant to give weaker deck a fighting chance? You know, back when Clock of Destiny was released, that was for the Destiny Clock Tower thingy, and that was an unplayable deck beforehand. Now we're getting skills for decks that were already good in the TC. What the heck is that? How does that make any sense? I don't get it. I mean, the reason Konami does it is because it makes money, but I hate it. Which also brings me to the question of like, why are people looking forward to more modern decks being added to Duel Links, which used to be the game where you would play the underdogs of the TCG, like stuff like Furhire or Gurgias, Vampires, Aliens, all of these decks that never really were good enough for TCG competition. Now we're getting stuff like Resonators, Ancient Gears, Shadows, Speed Druids, the branded storyline archetypes one by one. And it's like, if you want to play these decks, that's cool, but why aren't you just playing Master Duel? If you want to play full power Emancipator, why aren't you just playing Master Duel? Right? It's like, what's the point of playing Duel Links over Master Duel when Master Duel has even more cards and you actually get to play more of the game because the skills don't exist? I don't get it. Something that's also really annoying is the lack of ban lists per se. Master Duel gets rather regular ban lists in my opinion. They don't always fix the formats. In fact, they're getting memed on for not doing much a lot of the time, except crippling older decks in order to encourage players to purchase the newer decks. But at least they're getting ban lists, you know. In Duel Links, we're getting one ban list every post-KCC. And they're not even implemented immediately. They're being implemented in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so, which means that for 2 or 3 weeks, ladder becomes an absolute hellfuck of people trying to cog as quickly as possible with the stuff that's about to get banned. Because Konami is incompetent and refuses to do what every other card game does, which is apply ban lists as soon as they're announced. Last but not least, Konami completely fumbled Rush Duels, but that's probably going to be its own video because there's just too much to talk about. For all these reasons and more, I don't have the motivation to keep playing seriously anymore. I've been playing this game since mid-2017, which means I've been playing for 8 years actually. That's even more than 7, 8 years, wow. I've been seeing a lot of meta games. I've been seeing the KC Bling format, where pay-to-win players were being literally rewarded for just pulling prismatics. I've been seeing a lot of turn 8 formats, where the game would often end on turn 2 because your opponent opened turn 8 and you went first. And still, I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that is the least fun I have ever had in Duel Links. I used to cog every month with like pretty much every deck in the game, going as far back as 2021. My first COG was in like mid to late 2018, I believe. And then I didn't COG for another couple of years. Then I got a COG with Lunalight in DSOT format. And then starting from 2021, I COG'd every month with a wide variety of decks that you're now seeing on your screen. And recently, I haven't COG'd since February of this year, because I've been thinking, what's the point? What am I doing this for? What's even the reason to get to COG? It doesn't mean anything. COG doesn't make you a good player. I know that. I'm not a good player just because I get to COG, and if you reach COG and you thought that made you a good player, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry to inform you, but the only way you can really be a good player is if you enter tournaments and top consistently. That's what I consider good players to be. And I'm not a good player because I don't do that. I don't enter tournaments, and the few times I have entered tournaments, I've been completely dunked on by actually good players. And I don't have the motivation to try and get better at competitive Duel Links, because I think, what's the point? The game is just a coin flip simulator. Like, you either have the outs or you don't. You can either abuse your yellow button or you can't. You either have pulled the Nibiru's and IP Masqueraders and Goddesses that allow you to out pretty much everything, or you didn't and you're shit out of luck. So because I'm not motivated to do anything in this game anymore except create content, I can't look at new decks without thinking about how much it will set me back in terms of gems. Like, that's gonna take all the gems that I have, plus maybe some money that I really don't want to spend because I don't want to encourage what is happening to Duel Links. So that's just not worth it. It's just not financially or morally worth it to keep supporting this game. And last but not least, the community is fucking dog shit. The community is some of the absolute worst people I have ever encountered playing a video game. And I have played League of Legends for a very long time. I don't understand why I'm getting shit for saying this game is getting worse and worse when that is factually true, and I'm not even the only person or even the only content creator to be saying it. Like, Duel Links Free to Play makes a video saying this game is going down the shitter, and he gets applauded for it. I make videos saying this game is going down the shitter, and people are like, MechLord, you don't know what you're talking about. I think a small minority of very vocal Duel Links players are clinically brain dead. Like, some guy gave me shit for not getting to COG since February. And this guy played fucking Utopia and Dragonic Contact. What the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are? Getting to COG with Brain Ailment decks doesn't mean anything. Even less so when just getting to COG doesn't mean anything in the first place. And there's tons of people like this fucking idiot because the community is just actively encouraging toxic behavior. Right? It pains me that someone like Crimson Reaper 5 is getting so much shit, and the only reason for that is that he likes yapping. A lot of people like yapping. You don't have to give shit to people just because they like yapping. Why would you give shit to someone for being passionate about a game and having like the mental energy to just type these long ass essays that you don't even have to read, you can just ignore? But instead these people are just commenting, hey, Crimson Reaper type essay bad, I can fucking read because I'm mentally challenged. And it's like, dude, I'm on your side, right? When I'm complaining about the state of the game, I do so because I want the game to get better for all of us, including you, you brainless sack of shit. Are you happy to be treated as a cash cow by Konami? Do you play literally no other game that respects you better, that makes you think, wait, maybe Konami is just exploiting the lot of us? Are you just happy to keep funneling cash into the fucking Titanic? I also get the feeling that just like Crimson Reaper 5, people complain about me just to complain about me. It's insane that these people thrive not having created anything, not having achieved anything, and they just get to talk so much shit for no good fucking reason. And they show up in my YouTube comments saying, oh, MechLord, you complain too much. You clicked on the video, you fucking moron! The fuck were you expecting? I'm not fucking Konami. I'm not going to cater to your brain-dead ass just because you want me to. I think people in the Duel Links community should really just ask themselves, why am I still playing Duel Links? Right? Ask yourself that question. Why you're still playing Duel Links? Is it because you genuinely enjoy the gameplay? You genuinely enjoy having to click a yellow button and the game plays itself for you? Or is it because you enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh in general, in which case you'd probably be better off just playing Master Duel, right? Why are you playing Duel Links, a game that keeps asking you to open your wallet every now and then, instead of playing Master Duel, which doesn't? And speaking of Master Duel, I'm not playing that either. To be completely honest with you, I think I'm just tired of Yu-Gi-Oh in general, and Duel Links was my last touch point to the game. I'm not too fond of the way modern Yu-Gi-Oh is played. I haven't been to an actual in-person event since 2023, which is when I started pivoting to Magic the Gathering Arda, and I sold most of my Yu-Gi-Oh collection already. I haven't touched Master Duel in a while either, so it's not just a price start of the TCG thingy. I'm just not interested in Yu-Gi-Oh in general at the moment. I don't like the way Yu-Gi-Oh is going, and you can call me a boomer for it, but I enjoyed the game a lot more when it was about damage and interaction spread across several turns, instead of just, I build a board, can you beat that board, can you prevent me from building that board, then you lose the game. Otherwise, you win the game. And to be completely honest with you all, I've had way more fun playing literally every other card game out there. For how flawed Shadowverse and Hearthstones are, it's still more fun than Yu-Gi-Oh to me, because you actually get to play the games across several turns, and when you lose to a batshit combo, it feels earned, right? It feels like, alright, yeah, it's my time to stop this from happening, and I couldn't. I could have played this one better, instead of just, oh, I didn't open the Charmies or the end traps that would have saved me from this turn 1 end board that I can't beat because I didn't draw the good going second out. Oopsie! So, what's next for my channel? I'm still gonna make videos about Duel Links' history because I think it's a really interesting thing. I think Coco Train's also like doing a really good job with his videos, but I have my own takes on a lot of these. I'm not gonna make the same videos as he is, but there's still a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about pertaining to Duel Links' past, which I think for the most part is really interesting. It was a really phenomenal game, it was. I just don't have the energy to talk about Duel Links' present or future anymore, because it's only getting worse, only getting bleaker. As far as I'm concerned, end of service would be a mercy to this game. We could all move on to something else, something better, and also make more content on literally anything else, really. There's a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh video ideas that I want to make. I want to talk about some more other games out there, just stuff that I like in general. Stuff that I can be positive about, and stuff that hopefully you'll like too. So more important than anything, I wanted to thank you for the support you've given me so far. I understand that you came here for Duel Links content, but I'm not going to deliver this anymore, so I'm sorry about that. But hopefully you'll stay for what I actually have to offer. Hopefully you'll enjoy my other content even more so than my Duel Links videos. And if you don't, that's fine. I can force you to like my stuff, but please give it a chance at the very least. And I guess that'll be it for today's video. So thank you all for listening to the end. If you'd like to show your support, you can like the video, comment something nice, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to support me further, you can check out my Ko-fi in the video description or become a YouTube channel member. I'd like to thank my Ko-fi donators in the forms of Dingust, who is the originator of the 0-gem/pauper format in Duel Links, which I think is really interesting, but I also don't have the motivation to actually play that. But if you do, you can check it out. I'm going to post a link to his Discord in the video description as well. Howdy's Boys 0, Jimmy, Yannike, Sile, Mark, Lou, Fortuno16, the Abyss Actor Guru, Orc Price, and Exorcist. And I'd like to thank my YouTube channel members, Sternay, Crimson Reaper 5, which, despite everything, I think is a really cool addition to the Duel Links community, and a much, much, much better person than a lot of the Discord dwellers out there. Troy Bolton, Genius Wannabe, and Cielo Luge, thank you all for the support. So yeah, that's the end of this video, right? I thought it would be harder to just quit Duel Links. I thought it would be like more painful, make me sadder, but honestly, I'm just relieved. I'm just like, this has been a long time coming, and it's good that I finally committed to that. I'm happy today, I'm proud to. This is a good day for me, and hopefully it will be a good day for you all as well. Take care everyone, I will see you all next time.